Welcome back to Chris Stewart Online and all of my social media platforms as well. Chris Stewart from the Crimson Tide Sports Network, and excited to have a chance to visit with you again. Thanks first and foremost to Video Vision's Media Marketing. My buddy Philip Pritchard and his staff do a great job in all forms of media marketing. You can find out more on their website about what they can do for you and for your business. But for me, they make it possible put this out each week, and yes, we're going to start doing this now each week. I've promised him, I've promised me that that's going to be the case, and we'll try to have that out on Monday night, Tuesday morning for you each and every week to kind of look back briefly at what's happened with the Crimson Tide, and appreciate Video Vision's making it possible, along with Townsend Honda, who's been a corporate partner for a long time with me. The same for Andrew Sports Medicine, and in the last couple of years, Wayne's as well. And whether you're talking about pest control, lawn service, whatever it may be, Wayne's is somebody you need to get in touch with as well. And you can find their website for more details and information, and we'll have that scrolling throughout the course of our podcast here today. Also do want to remind you, this is a little more condensed version in terms of the conversation, the topics that I'll have each and every week on a long-form platform called Respect the Process. Kelly Hunter, a friend and longtime broadcaster, is partnering with me on this, and we've been really fortunate that the Disrupt the Media podcast family has made us part of their group. You know, the Next Round guys and Lance and Ryan and Jim, and they've been kind enough to offer us a platform as part of a great crew they've got for all different sports teams and venues through Disrupt the Media. You can find their YouTube channel, and that's where our podcast, Respect the Process, is available every week. We'll go in more detail on that Thursday, Friday, where you can find Disrupt the Media. Even Wednesday night, I think it may be out late, but obviously the big topic of conversation will be Alabama's performance against the University of South Florida. And look, jokingly, well, okay, you weren't joking, but many of you have said to me, God, that was tough to watch. And I remind, jokingly, since I did the play-by-play on radio, if you think it was tough to watch, you should have had to describe it. Was not exactly a stellar performance, the best that you'll see from the Crimson Tide, but what's most important, they got it done. Was the quarterback play great? Obviously not. Ty Buckner had a really rough time as the starter. Ty Simpson came out and went 0 for 3. That being said, I thought his throwaways on 2 of those plays late in the first half when Bama took over after the fumble recovery and had a short field to work with, I thought the job he did of not taking a sack and not losing the football were 2 very important plays out of the 3 on that drive where he did go 0 for 3. However, he would finish the game 5 of 9, so even as bad as I am in math, able to figure out he's 5 of his last 6 in the football game throwing the football. Didn't turn it over. Bama had that amazing drive at the end of the game where they looked like Alabama. There was 6:29 on the clock when they got the ball back. They chewed 5:56 off the clock, 11 plays, 80 yards, capped it with a 4th down touchdown run, put the game away, win it 17-3. Look, let's don't kid ourselves. You got to play a whole lot better against Ole Miss. You know the Rebels will come after you. It's coaching staff, Lane Kiffin, Pete Golden's defensive coordinator. They're going to want to beat Alabama. They feel like they've got as good an opportunity as Ole Miss has had in a while. Of course, they had a couple of games back-to-back years where they beat the Tide, and it didn't matter in the least because we went on and won the national championship each of those 2 seasons. You lose to Ole Miss this year, you can pretty much forget about a national championship. It will be very tough, if not impossible, although I think it's going to be an odd year where maybe a 2-loss team does get into the 4-team playoff, but it would be very difficult, especially for this group, to see themselves sitting 2-2 through 4 ball games, or 3-2, I guess it would be, through the 5 games, and feel like you're going to be capable of being in the playoff mix. So vitally important, just as important that you get off to a good start in Southeastern Conference play. And the odds makers have Alabama as a double-digit favorite in this game, which has a lot of people going, boy, they must know some things, or they expect people to wager the other direction. Regardless, I'll take a 1-point win right now and just bypass this and go to the next week in Starkville against Mississippi State. It's going to be a fight, and Alabama and Ole Miss will kick it off at 2:30. CBS is going to televise this one. We'll have radio coverage on the Crimson Tide Sports Network at 11:30. Roger Hoover starts off the broadcast day. Eli's back on the call for this one along with Tyler Watts. Christian Miller will be on the sidelines. I'll talk with Coach Saban pregame as well for that one. Alabama and Ole Miss Saturday. Bryant-Denny Stadium with a 2:30 kick and 11:30 the radio coverage. So again, I'm going to be coming to you on Monday night, Tuesdays, early in the week. We'll have this podcast here on the website, Chris Stewart Online. I hope you'll come back and check. I'll retweet a ton of things that I think are relevant or just catch my eye and pass them on to you, and I'll have some comments through, what are we calling it this week? X again instead of Twitter, and probably some things on Instagram, but also my website, chrisstewartonline.com. We're building the content there and looking forward to getting more and more things ramped up, and also I'll be sending out the link once it's available on Wednesday night into Thursday morning called Respect the Process, the long-form podcast that I do each week with Kelly Hunter. Thanks as always again, Townsend Honda, Andrew Sports Medicine, Wayne's for making this possible and what I do through social media, but also Philip Pritchard, by golly, with Video Visions, Media Marketing. Hope you'll join us right here next time. Thanks everybody, and Roll Tide.